I'm often asked, how do you promote trust on neurodiverse teams? Anyone who's ever worked with another human being knows that great things can evolve when we approach conversations, problems, or ways that we are in the world or the workplace differently. Yet, there's also a chance for friction. Some friction can spur better problem solving and thinking and ideas and innovation, and some can actually interfere with team cohesiveness. Employees naturally seek to grow in their careers. They're looking for opportunities to be recognized for their contributions. Maybe they're looking for professional rewards. Maybe there's limited opportunities for promotion. And so that makes the workplace a bit competitive. Competition can cause conflict. All kinds of ugliness sometimes, jealousy, feeling that the workplace is unfair, and a host of other problems. When a team member in that environment stands out as nonconformist, intense, maybe even extremely talented in some ways, and they're getting recognition from their boss, because of their excellent talent, yet they're not doing this like they should and not doing that like they should. There's a strong potential for conflict to show up on the team, discord to emerge. Yet we know that having different thinkers on the team and having cognitive diversity is critical to the growth of a company. But managers might struggle with how to make that work and how to be successful in getting everybody to work well together. Because we're all human and stuff happens. This comes to the surface when companies are trying to bring in initiatives that support neurodiversity. People working together who maybe think differently, their brains are wired differently, maybe they're in the spectrum, they have ADHD, they might be dyslexic, and so on and so forth. Okay? So this is the big buzzword now with people who want to innovate and see if we can become more neurodiverse. We've seen companies be very successful with that. If we don't carefully embark on that path, and that might even start with looking at the neurodiversity that already exists in your company that you don't recognize because they're silent or hiding, or it's not something that's open and recognized. If we don't set the stage in the environment so that it's supportive, then we could end up with bigger problems than we want. Problems that actually hinder the very success and innovation and problem solving and efficiency that we're trying to achieve. Imagine that you're on a team that has been working to solve a complex problem. And most of the team feels very strongly about a proposal that a seasoned and well-respected team lead recommended. Just when a solution is in sight, one team member passionately shares an idea that is so unconventional that it seems destined to fail, and it's just at the worst possible time. Add to that scenario that the team member constantly rubs other people the wrong way because of their quirky behavior. Maybe they interrupt, they argue to make their point, and they lack some finesse. On some level, this team member's divergent idea threatens the competitive team members looking to win the boss's favor. People tend to lack trust in those who are different from themselves. We like people like ourselves. And human nature is often suspicious of what we don't understand. So as leaders in companies that have divergent thinkers, it's important for us to create and nurture teams that work well together despite the differences. How might you do that? Teamwork isn't simply about people getting along and liking each other and singing kumbaya. It's about team members working together for the success of the organization. In very general terms, we might say that what's important is having a unified mindset among team members. All team members must be aware of and buy into the results that they're working for. To get this buy-in, it calls for effective communication. We don't all have to go out on a retreat and get to know each other and spend all that money in the zip lines or challenges that you might see. That's something that some companies can do. But it does mean that we have to do some groundwork in order to build those relationships and trust on our teams, if at all possible. Because when we recognize each other's strengths, when we know each other, when we're comfortable, it gives us the freedom to get on with our tasks and our jobs without feeling like we're watched or judged or being critiqued. All those things just hamper morale and make people maybe even be silent, not share their ideas because they're worried about the criticism and the judgment and so on. When we can set an environment where people feel comfortable and build trust and get to know each other, when we as management and leaders allow our teams to have the time to do that, some amazing things can happen. Maybe it's even sometimes looking at communication skills that foster sharing, asking each other, how's it going? Anything I can do to help? It contributes to team success and helps people feel like they're working together. Sometimes we're so busy in our own niche, our own part of our job, and there's so much coming at us, we forget about that human piece that's so incredibly important. And it's especially important when there might be some team members that don't socialize well, that don't typically fit in, and maybe haven't fit in groups all their lives. And so they're not even used to being accepted or being someone that their team members cares about and reaches out to. It's a dynamic that can make a huge difference for the neurodivergent employees who came up in life in a way that they feel alone. They don't really feel like they've ever been a part of the team or fit in. But yet if they come to a company where that environment exists, they'll probably stay there forever because it's so important to them to feel valued and to fit in. Yeah, the workplace is competitive to some degree. But can we work to help each other out and minimize the chance that jealousy or low morale will evolve because of favoritism or unfair treatment or unwillingness to meet the working preferences of our differently wired team members? And when you think about it, an authentic team that is working towards a purpose with the same goal in mind just helps future-proof our companies by making them flexible and innovative. It's a win-win for everyone, regardless of how different we are from one another. It's something to think about. If you liked this message, if it was thought-provoking, if you have questions or would like to share more, please put it down in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to them. Maybe we can extend this conversation so it's helpful for everyone.